The title says it all, fitting doors onto my airplane. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, like and subscribe. Thanks a lot.
Welcome back to the hangar. Thanks a lot for following along, for all you guys who are tuning in. Now, I had a video for last weekend, but I couldn't upload it. And the reason for that is it was a flying video. I actually had a flying video. It was me in the Piper Cherokee doing some practice runs, that kind of stuff. But the camera that I had looking out the windscreen was fine, but the one that I had looking at me from the side was vibrating the whole time. It was unwatchable. Didn't notice it during editing, because during editing I got a little postage stamp screen with your cuts and all that. But when I played it back on the full screen, it was constantly. It was horrible. Now this camera does have image stabilization, but I didn't turn it on. And the audio for, there's one guy who's always yelling at me, get a lavalier mic. Well, the audio on that one was through the headset and recorded separately, so the audio was perfect, but the video sucked. And again, the lavalier mic thing with these cameras, they don't work. Not on these cameras. And no, I'm not buying new cameras yet. I will in the future, and then I'll have proper audio for all the audio files. But for right now, it's what I got. We're going to have to live with it. Sorry, guys. I appreciate the input. I really do. But no lavalier mics because they don't work on these cameras. So, anyways, that being said, door. I've been working on the door. I got a lot of done. Got the windshield mounted. And then I mounted the side door, one of them. First time I've had the doors on since I bought the airplane nearly 3.5 years ago, but when I bought it, the doors were already off. So I never saw the airplane with the doors on. To say that I'm disappointed in how the original builder put them together would be an understatement. Let me show you. I'm going to pick up the camera and carry it with me, so, you know, bad camera work, just bear with me. I know, bad audio, bad camera work, whatever. Okay, so now that I'm behind you, I'm going to talk a little quieter because I'm close to the microphone. See the gap? 1.5 inch gap there, virtually no gap there. That was how the original builder made it. Yeah, that really sucks. So what I'm doing, this aluminum plate here is actually going to, it has to be there for the locking pin. I need something to mount the locking pin onto, and that'll also pull this windscreen in deep. So this gap is going to be filled in with an aluminum plate, and where is it? Very, very, very thin aluminum sheet here. Very lightweight, just barely above tin foil. But hey, you know what? For what it needs to do, all it is going to be behind there so that this door will close in on it, and it'll close that gap. And that gap closing is just so if I do have flying through sprinkling rain or something like that, that I don't get soaking wet. You know, it'll deflect it. Now, if I had a passenger, their legs would get wet. I haven't checked on the opposite side yet. This is just the starboard door, the right side, the port left side. Haven't mounted that door yet. And yeah, the plexiglass is filthy. It all has to be cleaned yet. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. But anyways, the door. Look at this. This is. Okay, so there's the door. I won't open all the way because I got it just on with Clecos, but there we go. There's the third door that will really open it up for me to get in and out. Of course, with this door open too, naturally. So now, one of the things I purchased a couple of years ago. Pardon me while I do more camera work, was I bought some of these little gas struts. They're short. and I want to make a modification so that there's gas struts, so that when the door is closed, it holds it closed, and then it's cammed, so when the door opens past about this point or so, it will force this door open and keep it open all the way. I've seen other people, they had little latches and spring things, and everybody has their own method of doing it. And I like all those methods. They all have something to it. The original builder here, he put a magnet on the other door and a steel plate, not on this side though, oddly enough. But he was just using a magnet to hold it up there. And that's actually a pretty decent idea as well. But I'm going to experiment with the gas strut and see if I can make it. I got to make a little reinforcement on this door. In order to get that working, but anyways, the front door, this third door here, now works. Now, of course, this plate here, which is going to stay, that's going to be where the latching pin. This is where the latching pin will go down in to hold the bottom of the door open, and then this very nice, very nice. So. That's the progress I've done here in the hangar. As far as some people are asking, how's that Pallets flying licensing business going? Well, that's why I was practicing and I filmed it because I screwed up on one item. The precautionary landing. Forced landing, steep turns, stalls, spirals, you know, all the stuff. We do the spin recovery, all that kind of stuff. It all worked out just great. But when he said, you know, do a precautionary landing, you got a passenger that's really feeling sick, or maybe there's a snowstorm coming and you got to put it on the ground now, find a road. So, because you don't want to take off from it again, not a farmer's field, but a road. So there's procedures you have to follow. And I skipped over a few, but not just once, but twice. And he said, yeah, you know what, you'd have failed that. And so he wants me to pass the first time. And I agree, I want to pass the first time around. So, so I went up and did a bunch of practicing and drilling into my head what I did wrong over and over and over again. And I'm going to go up again with the instructor this time. I'm going to do it again, the pre-checkout check ride. And I'm not sure if he's going to do the oral exam again, maybe. I'll be practiced up on that as well if he wants to do the full, you know, 4.5 hours, because that's what it takes. It's 4.5 hours to 5 hours for a flight test and for the practice exam, because you go through the whole thing. Yeah, once we're done with that, then I go on to the checkout ride with the actual examiner, and then I get the piece of paper and this thing I can fly legally. It's basically, once I put the rivets in on this and finish this door and do the other door, it's flyable. It'll go up. So this airplane is finished. Well, actually, there's a thing in the back there. Let's spin you around. See where that engine is? There's a cover that goes in the bottom and a little plate in the front, kind of like a firewall. Some people don't have it in there. I'm going to elect to put one in. So I'm going to be covering that up too, but that's like half a minute's work. And right now, the runway here is soggy, soaked. It's like porridge. Nobody's flying out of here right now, even with the big wheels, the bush wheels, that kind of stuff, because it's all thawed from the wintertime and wet. And if you walk into it, even in your boots, you're going to sink into the ground. Over an inch just walking on it. So yeah, nobody's flying on this runway right now. It's closed for spring thaw. So I got about, they figure from now it's going to be about 4 to 6 weeks before that runway's in flying condition again. So I got 4 to 6 weeks to finish these little things up here and then fly with here. And I got to figure out where I'm going to mount cameras on this and whether I buy a new set of cameras. Ooh, new cameras. That means I can get a lavalier mic for the cameras. So either way, I want a little better quality cameras than what I'm using here in the hangar, something that has better image stabilization. DJI Osmo probably is what I'm going to go with. And mount one on the wing looking in, one over my shoulder looking down, kind of thing, and maybe one at the front looking back at me. and everything will be recorded through the headset audio. So yeah, there's a bit of money in that, but it's down the road. It's when the thing starts flying. Until then, we're stuck with the cheapy El Cheapo cameras. Truth be told, I bought these cameras, what, 4 years ago? Yeah, and I think I paid $40 per camera, and I bought 2 of them. So don't expect a lot, not for that price. But hey, you know what? It's got me through all of this. It's got me, to this point. So I can't complain. It records in 1080p, good quality video. Audio could be improved, absolutely. But for a YouTube channel, a Rumble channel, whatever, that is under 1,000 subscribers and earns 0 money on it, I get nothing. Maybe when I hit 1,000 subscribers, which I'd love to see, then I'll do the whole monetizing thing or so. I don't know, because whatever. I've seen a lot of other people. I wonder if I should do merch too, like a T-shirt and something with this airplane, but that's down the road. And when that time comes, I'll ask some of you long-term viewers there to send in suggestions, because what you'd like to see. So, anyways, carrying on, I got to fit that strip inside here, so that when this front is closed, then the back door closes on top of it. It'll close that air gap. I'm going to do that right now and get that installed, and then once it's in there and fitted, then take it all apart again and paint it again, because I want it black. I don't want shiny. I don't want anything glinting, that kind of stuff. I think it looks nicer because it's tinted. The plexi is tinted anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I gotta fit the other door on the other side and see how bad that is. Oh. Let's see, this is just the right side, the door that you're getting in and out of the most. This is most of the time you'll be getting out of this side. Rarely will I be getting out of that side. If I had to, I could, but this is the preferred exit door. It's kind of like your Pipers, that kind of stuff, doors on the right. Okay, so that's it. I'll be back to you when I've finished up a few things and show you what I've done. But hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed and you're watching to this point, because we're already like 12 minutes into this video, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. Appreciate it. Costs you nothing, not a dime, nothing at all. And I'd like that. So 1,000 subscribers this year. That'd be nice. Okay, we'll be back in a few minutes. Get her pattern. Let's get at her.
1 hour later.
Okay, so there it is. There's the trim that's going to fill in that gap in that door. It's a bit of a compound curve. It curves this way and it curves this way, so I had to do a little bit of fancy cutting and whatnot to get this strip so that it fits properly, and it has a nice wide fill over here, and it gets narrower at the top. And then I made it a single width strip, so that's fine. Okay, what I need to do now, I gotta paint it. Gotta paint it, let it dry, and while that's happening, I'm gonna fit the other side, the other door, see how bad that one is. So, okay, on to painting.
2 hours later.
Okay, I got the other side on, the left side door, and it fits better. Not perfect at all, but let's take a look. There it is. It's just on with Clecos. Yeah, it's got a gap there, but it gets very narrow at the top. This is much more acceptable as a gap. I guess the other side was just a big old mistake from the previous builder, the original builder. But it fits on there. So now what I got to do is I'm going to clean and polish that plexiglass, and got to do a little bit of painting yet again, because when I riveted the hinges onto the framework, the hinges were still silver. So quick touch of paint. It's quick drying flat black. meant for wood, metal, plastics, all that kind of stuff. Kind of like an all-around paint. Seems to stick well. So, okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a step back. And that's what it looks like with the doors on. Oh, hang on, I can't see. Let me turn the monitor on. There we go. So that's what she looks like with the door on. It's dirty. And the other side with the third door not on, because big opening there, because of course it is the paint is drying right now. And then there's little pieces of plexiglass that still have to be put on to the back here that fills in that gap, sort of. It certainly isn't airtight. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a certified aircraft or your car door or anything like that. No, it's going to be windy in there, breezy. Probably fly it without the doors on quite a bit. We'll see. So, some more modifications have to be done. I have to order those locking handles that I was talking about. You know, those T-handles that you use for locking the back window on a pickup truck. You get a cap on the truck in the back window that folds up. And you got those T-handles. Well, you can buy those. I'm going to pick up a set and see how I can make it work. I was originally going to put them in the middle of the door. Let's take a look at this. Hang on. Oh, rotten camera work. Bad cameraman. Oh, you're all sideways and seasick. Sorry about that. So, yeah, originally I was going to put it here, where this piece comes down here, but I think I'm going to mount it here, this T-handle lock. And then I'm going to run a rod as well that goes through here and into the back to hold the backside closed. So when you lock it, there will be a lever that goes down one way or the other, doesn't matter, and locks it in here, and at the same time on a cam the pin goes into the back door. Now the reason I want to do that is so that when I park this thing at a boat dock or something for whatever reason and I close the doors, I kind of want to be able to lock it. You know, if I'm going to be gone for a couple hours, I don't want to come back and find my headset's missing, or somebody's been monkeying around inside of it. Now, it's not secure. Again, I think I mentioned this before in a previous video, but it's not going to be like a car door where you got to really work on it to get in. This thing, you pull hard, you open it up. It's thin aluminum tubing. So let's face it, it ain't going to be that secure. But it means you have to work at it a little bit. It's not just, ooh, look, grab and go. You've got to do something to get into it. It's going to be a minute or so before you're in, so you are deliberately breaking into it. It's not an opportunistic sort of a thing. That's all I'm trying to do, with those locks. And they're just so that it can be closed off when you walk away, and it's basically says, you can look, but don't touch. That's all it's for. So I got to order a set of those. I know where to get them. The wonderful Amazon. And then I got to figure out how to mount them. And mounting the handles at the front is going to be easy. It's getting that cam action with a rod to the back to pin the rear of the door. That's going to take a little bit of work, not much. You have to put a guide in in there and whatnot. So yeah, but effectively, I could fly right now. Everybody else just use like bungees or something to hold the doors closed, and that'll work, Okay, but I'm not. Like I said, I've got about 6 weeks before this runway is open and dry and firm enough for me to fly out of again. So I've got 6 weeks, and in that 6 weeks, I've got to do my evaluation ride with the instructor, then I need to do the check ride with the examiner and get these door locks done. So sounds like plenty of time, but let me tell you, it just flies like that, quickly. Okay, got a little more work here to do. I'm going to button it up, and but you guys got the idea of what's going on here. Yeah, thanks again for following along. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Appreciate everybody that does that. And in the comments, definitely appreciate the comments. Leave a comment. If you got to this point of the video, you're definitely interested in what's going on. Leave a comment, and I will reply to them. I reply to 99.9% of the comments. Some I don't. For whatever reason, sometimes I don't get a notification of a comment on YouTube. Don't know why that happens. They just kind of don't show up. And I don't know about it until I start scrolling through stuff and going, hey, somebody left a comment I didn't hear. You know, it was 3 months ago. Sorry. Okay, so that's it. It's springtime, and it's hockey season. And here in Winnipeg, you know what, I'm going to toss in a little bit of a video that I took at one of the previous hockey games here at Winnipeg Arena right now. And ain't that great? So hockey season soon. Winnipeg will be participating in our annual whiteout. It's where everybody wears white, and it's actually quite the thing to see. If you watch hockey, you notice it. A lot of other teams have adopted that. And we started that decades ago, but a lot of other teams have, the fans have adopted it, and that's great. It's nice to see that kind of enthusiasm. So if you are watching and you're a hockey fan, and your team also, your fans participate in a whiteout just to brighten up the place, like it really does make the arena bright. When everybody's wearing white, it's noticeable. If your team does that, your fans do that, let me know in the comments if you participate in the whiteouts, because the Winnipeg Jets are doing really good this year. One can hope. Let's see what happens. So, on that note, we'll see you again here in the hangar, and keep your stick on the ice. Bye for now.
Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody who comments and likes and subscribes. See you again in the hangar. Bye.